that a category we follow?
I think so.
Should be.
It's valid. Sounds like March at Mizzou. We are underway in the opening tip, controlled by the Longhorns. No, we apologize for the delay that we had. We had an official that was late to the arena tonight, and that put us back about 15 to 20 minutes. Better late than never. Never late is better, but here we are. Modest Vocatitis goes to work off glass, and down it goes.
We should at least say there was a traffic issue.
There were traffic issues, yes. Apparently a traffic jam on Interstate 70. T.O. Barrett makes his 6th consecutive start tonight, running the point for head coach Dennis Gates. He has been a true difference maker. Mark Mitchell, shot puts it in.
That's what he does if you allow him to turn to his left. Wasn't pretty, but it happens often.
Starting 5 for the Horns without the services of Lucina Trevor tonight. He's still battling that knee soreness coming off the bye. And Vocatitis and Swain leading the charge, as does Tremont Mark on cue off the mark. And the rebound controlled by Phillips for Mizzou.
Barrett's been a big part of their successes of late because of this. He can get where he wants to go with the basketball. Very shifty, crafty type of ball handler, gets into the paint, really draws defense, and this is a team that spaces you out, so they have good spacing on the floor, so driving lanes are open.
And he's stuff in the stat sheet, 17-4-3. The win at A&M, his last 5 games in those starts, 16.5 points. You saw the numbers with the assists and also 5+ rebounds.
Yeah, look, he's the kind of guy, he had it. He had it last year, but you're playing behind veteran guards. He's shown the ability to dictate the game.
Barrett somehow saves it. The diving attempt by Mark. 4 on the timer for the Tigers. Here's Pierce. By the way, happy Valentine's Day, John.
Oh, thanks.
Pope off the mark.
Just made my day.
I was waiting. I didn't want to do it before we got on the air. Two minutes in, tied at 2. Pope the lob, Vocatitis is there, lays it in.
This is good stuff in a little 2-man game action. Pope just going to freeze that backside defender to the point where they can't get to the ball if you throw it high enough.
How this game is officiated tonight, critical when you consider the physical nature of both teams, especially the bigs.
Well, they're not allowed to impact it too much because they already slowed it down.
The impact has been there. Mitchell has got all 4 points for the Tigers.
Remember when I asked Sean Miller at shoot-around, I said, how do you convince guys? I don't know what he's upset about. He wants a review of sorts, probably on the turn, maybe an elbow. He wants a review. But I said, how do you convince your guys you cannot allow Mark Mitchell to turn to his left? He passes better when he turns to his left. He scores it better when he turns to his left. I don't care whether he's doing it to score or he's just turning to his left. Never let it happen. It's 2 straight possessions. He's going right shoulder, left hook.
Previous play. Our veteran officiating crew tonight, Courtney Green, Todd Austin, Rob Rourke. And they're checking for elbows. We will do the same. We mentioned the physical nature of this game, and there's going to be a lot of this tonight inside.
Oh, right there on Phillips. I think that's what they're talking about.
You saw Sean Miller in the background.
Yeah.
Voicing his displeasure right away.
It's one of those things, too. You got to be clear with what you're asking them to see. If you're clear about, say, watch Phillips, the elbow on the back of the head of Vocatitis, it's a little bit of a manipulation because then you actually look for it and see it. I don't know. I just think there's a lot of battling down there.
Saw Sean Miller. There's Dennis Gates, year number 4. And last season, 10 SEC wins. Coming off a disappointing campaign the previous year. Already with 7 victories this season in league play. Just 4 setbacks. And his team in position. We await the official word. And that's going to be a flagrant foul. Flagrant 1 assessed to Sean Phillips Jr.
It's the right call, and it's also a good one to clean up early. You don't want to let things get out of hand early, so you clean those up. And Vokatitis is a guy, he might foul a bit himself, but he gets fouled a lot in games because of that physicality, because of the fact that he's constantly fighting position on both ends of the floor.
Review, we have a dead ball contact technical foul on 15 White for contact above the shoulders. Texas will be shooting 2 free throws, and they will go get the ball on the baseline with a 30-second shot clock.
Okay, so Rob Rourke initiated that conversation with us moments ago. It could be a flagrant one, and instead you got the official ruling there.
Because after the make, it's dead. So because it's a dead ball, it's going to be a dead ball technical foul.
And 2 free throws coming for Jordan Pope. 85% at the line this year. The Oregon State transfer.
You know, slight delays are good when it comes to filling the seats.
It is loud.
Yeah. Maybe an additional beverage consumed before tip.
Hey, it's Valentine's Day night. What's not to love?
It's in the air, Roy.
Feels that way. Well, the Longhorns get it back. 1 of 2 for Pope at the line. He'll run the point. In the meantime, we'll see a lot of Simeon Wilcher tonight. St. John's transfer when the Horns go with their smaller lineup. Against the zone, there goes Pope. And the step back J. Tigers have won 4 or 5, 3 in a row. And a foul inside. Phillips was trying to establish position. He's going to pick up the personal.
And that's just an off arm. He's extending the off arm to try to hold that seal. What he really needs to do is just get low, and they need to provide a better angle for the pass. Just one little dribble to the right, get an angle. I mean, there's one there, there's another there. It's just too much physicality. You should have learned your lesson on the dead ball technical.
Well, 2 personals and the technical now for Phillips. He stays on the floor. Vokatitis goes to work. Inside. Phillips won that battle.
Vokatitis has to coax him into a foul in that situation. Pump fake 5 times. That was good physical defense still.
Stone. Jaden Stone, 40% three-point shooter.
You still have Phillips in the game. What do you do in attack?
Dalen Swain with a touch from the corner. The pump fake and the rejection. Trent Pierce with resistance. T.O. Barrett surveys, probes, scores.
He's really started to figure out how to change speeds, how to just control the game, dictate the game a little bit more than just manage it. Where they're attacking, they're aggressive, but he's also changing speeds to keep defenses off balance.
Pope into the corner. Cam Heide. Well short. Inside to Mitchell. Ping pong around, and Vokatitis comes away with it. Here's Mark, the mid-range master.
Oh, you got a matchup. You've got to attack off the bounce. Vokatitis has to get out of the way.
Swain rejected by Phillips.
I said earlier, there are times where Vokatitis can be a block occupier. That was one. You've got to recognize that you got Dalen Swain on Phillips, who has 2 fouls. Clear the paint, get out of the way.
Come again with the verbiage there.
He occupies the block too much. Block
occupier.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a new one. I like it. Mitchell inside to Phillips, nearly made a 3-pointer. Was that a shot or a pass? How's it scored? Pope scores on the other end.
Either way, it was bad.
Correct. I always wonder about those sequences from a scoring perspective.
Oh, Lord! Oh, my gosh!
Just dumped the state!
That happened so fast. Good. We get to see it again. I'm so glad someone got the ball to go out of bounds. We finally got a stoppage of play for this. Holy smokes.
delayed by about 15 to 20 minutes. Had some traffic issues getting everybody in. And now we are underway.
You know that what they said in the arena, right? They said basically game personnel. They did not want to say it was an official that was holding things up. They'll just get railed the whole game. As if that ever happens.
Stone gets a touch after the monster dunk. Tigers 5 for their first 6. Here's T.O. Barrett. Somehow got it inside in a foul call. Nick Randall getting some PT. We didn't see him at Texas A&M on Wednesday night, and Dennis Gates told us earlier today he's going to have to play because we're going to need his fouls.
What's interesting, too, just watching Missouri, they've got multiple ball handlers that can just deal with a one-on-one situation, and they're willing to play that. Now, when there's nothing there, Stone moves it right into a ball screen situation for Barrett. He's able to get where he wants, draw 2, making it an easy dump down.
Randall 4 of 8 at the line this year, now 5 of 9. He used every inch of the rim.
They're soft.
These are the softest rims I think that we've shot basketballs on this year.
These are favorable shooter rims.
And we like that, of course.
Yeah, our shoot around was lovely. Good percentages.
Just jinx Randall. Wilcher picks up his first. And now running point for the Longhorns. St. John's transfer. Nick Cody on the floor. Remember, no Lucina Traore. And so that means Nick Cody and Declan Duru could get some minutes tonight. Kim Heide baseline in the air. Short. Gets it back. No. Third time. No. Cody corrals it. Weaver saves it. Chaotic possession for the Horns. Swain wants a bucket. 5 chances, point-blank range.
Lord.
And Robinson, the second on the floor for the first time. Moved to the bench with the emerging T.O. Barrett. Team captain.
T.O.'s got a really good command on the game right now. He's playing with a lot of confidence, but he's really seeking out opportunities to be aggressive, but he does it at his own pace.
Barrett inside.
Playing fast doesn't mean you just play with your hair on fire. That's a big one to go down for Texas and Simeon Wilcher. They had nothing going offensively. 5 missed opportunities, offensive rebounds, nothing.
12-10 our score. Mizzou with the lead here at home. ESPN next Saturday in a top 5 showdown, perhaps a Final Four preview. And you take a look, the 2 programs have combined to lose exactly 3 games. Update a look at the AP top 10. A lot of competition at the top where the Wolverines, Maize and Blue, should be number 1 after Arizona lost twice this week. Once at Kansas a moments ago at home against Texas Tech.
Now, I think that Michigan-Duke game is really interesting. I was saying before the game, I think Michigan's a really tough one-off game to prepare for. They have counters, or they might run the same action 5 straight times and get to every single counter or option within what they do. That's a tough prep. I think that's a really tough game for Duke. It ain't easy for Michigan either, so who am I kidding?
Mitchell clears out some real estate, comes up short. Heide held his ground.
Came up short because he couldn't turn back to his left side.
Here's Kendall Weaver on the attack. Outside to Heide for the lead. Battle inside. It'll stay with the Horns. The other thing I like about Duke, Michigan, stepping out of conference at the end of February. And we saw it earlier today with Louisville and Baylor, Virginia, Ohio State. It's kind of neat to have those games that break up the monotony of league play.
It's good for the sport for sure, and it gets people excited about what's next coming in March. Kind of a barometer game of sorts. I still think it's a brutal prep.
Yeah, I don't think the coaches love it, but the fans certainly do. Mark in and out from the corner. Jacob Cruz just checked in, grabs a rebound.
Love it if they win.
Cruz off the fingertips. Robinson. Both teams have won 3 in a row and 4 out of 5. Playing great basketball as of late. Robinson, no. Mark held his ground there. Wilcher hit a three moments ago. Vokatitis against Burns. And we're tied at 12.
When Vokatitis gets position, he's really tough to stop. You got to play your defense early.
Joe Lunardi tells us Mizzou, his last team in the field of 68 as it stands now. And Texas, the last team to receive a bye and avoid the first four. As Mitchell is hammered on the way up.
It's just not the same if he's going to his right. I think that was a good job by Cam Heide, basically leaning on his left side, not allowing him to turn left. Obviously, you want to avoid the foul, but I would just force contested shots with him left shoulder, right hook. Just don't allow him to turn, because he's even a better passer when he turns to his left.
His assist numbers have been through the roof in the last 5 games.
It helps when there's such good spacing on the floor, good movement. It's easier to pick out passes when you drive and see the defenders come your way. You see it all happen.
He had 8 dimes in that win at Texas A&M. Only 9 points, but 8 assists, a career high.
It's good passing, and it's guys finishing shots, too. A lot of times there are bigs out there that I watch games back and I go, they could have had 8, 10 assists. Just make shots.
Also believe that Mitchell makes T.O. Barrett and now his inclusion in the starting lineup even more effective because of his passing ability with Barrett, not to mention what we've seen at times from Trent Pierce. Here's Tremont Mark. Well short. Ahead to Cruz, wants a 3. Tipped up and in by Burns.
I dig the boldness of Cruz. He might have had an opportunity to get a layup or get to the free throw line. Instead, he does a little step back 3 in transition. And because defense isn't set, the rebound opportunity's there. Go ahead, Vokatitis.
Honest Vokatitis. Penetration and a jam.
These are big minutes for Burns.
Vokatitis has 8 already. Mitchell to Burns, 7-5. And he stepped out of bounds. It goes back to Texas.
Texas doing a good job on the offensive end, just finding the opportunity. There it is. You just deny the handoff, and Burns just stands up. You're 7-5. Get wider, right? Get wider. In that situation, it's not going to look like either the handoff is there or denying the handoff and driving's there. Just get wide.
You got Phillips Jr. back on the floor with the 2 fouls, and he's going to pick up Vokatitis down on that lower block. Keep an eye on that matchup. It's gotten chippy.
Kind of mix things up here, trading off in what looks like a zone, but functioning like a matchup.
Mark off the mark and out of bounds. Off the backside to Mizzou.
That was a good defensive possession just to disrupt a little bit. It kind of showed almost like it was a 1-3-1. They dropped out into a 1-2-2-ish, kind of trading off cutters and communicating.
Tigers by 1. And Barrett was hounded by Martin. He's going to pick up the chippy foul. It's his first. Now coming up, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. Later tonight, ESPN, the place to be. Number 12, Gonzaga at Santa Clara. Santa Clara's been
Really
playing
good.
some great ball.
It's been remarkable what Herb Sendek's been able to do with that program. They've been close a number of years where they've been highly competitive, but it's hard to crack through with St. Mary's and Gonzaga. Obviously, last year, Gonzaga in the West Coast Conference, it's going to open up some opportunities. Santa Clara's just taking that opportunity a little sooner than we thought.
Got 3 teams from the WCC right now in the field, according to Joe Lunardi. 9 minutes ago in the half, busy day at college hoops. Barrett to Phillips against Vokatitis, off glass.
That's really Barrett doing a good job of getting downhill, flattening the defense to the point where Vokatitis drops. He just pivots, throws back to Phillips, and he's got position for a little 5-foot hook.
Tigers by 3. What do you call that zone? Disruptive, of course.
Amoeba, kind of an amoeba, right? You're trading off cutters sometimes. If there's no communication, you stay with them.
And a foul inside. Courtney Green with the quick whistle against Texas.
I really like Barrett. He gets downhill, very aggressive, but good patience. There's the patience and poise. The drive is what brought Vocatitis over. He probably didn't need the help because there was no angle for Barrett, but it flattens him. He turns around, dumps down to Phillips. I just love the aggression from this group. They're always on the attack.
Yeah, they are. And you mentioned that to Dennis Gates today, which I think he appreciated. It's the first foul on Vocatitis. Give me back to the Amoeba defense. Is that like to the late, great Jerry Tartanian and UNLV in the early 90s?
It's not like that. They're showing, they're picking up high. It looks like showing like a 1-2-2 or 1-3-1, but then they flatten out and just communicate with cuts.
Barrett inside. Some contact, and Wilcher is going to be whistled for the infraction.
I've been most impressed with Barrett's ability to dictate the game. He does a lot of it off the bounce, but he's so aggressive that all 5 defenders for Texas are really paying attention to where he's at. And yeah, that's pretty remarkable. The last 5 games, I'd say he's finding it.
Can I say this too?
No.
He has the best hair in the SEC. He's got the best hair in the SEC.
And by the way, I said they should be selling wigs, and sure enough, one popped up in the student section. The only weird thing is the guy's wearing a pair of underwear over his pants.
Well, it's Valentine's Day night. You really never know what to expect.
Is it a Cupid thing? Are they?
It's the antlers over there. There he is.
There it is.
Classic.
Just keep it above the belt.
We need that whole student section in some of those wigs in the future.
They should.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's monetizable these days. I'm sure that's a word.
Lead is 4. Mizzou back in the zone. And what happened here?
Just absolute battling for position down low. I mean, Vocatitis works so hard every game. I know he'll pick up some fouls on his own, but he draws a lot of fouls and wears a lot of opposing big guys down.
Randall picks up his first. Extended minutes in this first half for Randall. He's battling Vocatitis. Dalen Swain's yet to score out his pocket pick. Second steal by Barrett. Off the spin. Not that time.
Transition defense has been good for Missouri, too. They're getting back, locating, stopping the basketball, forcing resets.
Swain checks the footing, launches a 3. Vocatitis on the offensive glass against Randall, and there it is. Nick Randall called for a second foul. Vocatitis, the free throw line when we come back.
It's not like he's wide open. Like, he's got bodies draped all over him. Foul trouble for the bigs for Missouri is something we're going to keep an eye on. I do not think Dennis Gates is too worried about certain guys fouling out of this contest.
Randall's got 2 already, and I think he's perfectly fine.
Give me a third.
Right. Now, Phillips is a different conversation.
Yes.
And perhaps Burns, too. Vocatitis with 10.
I just think you've got to monitor that part of the game because you see the excess physicality and the pain that Missouri is willing to throw at Vocatitis. You have to know he's going to get gassed much quicker, and when big guys get tired, they tend to foul.
9 straight in double figures for Vocatitis. There's 7.5 to go in the first. Well, Stone is operating different gear tonight.
He wants another dunk.
Barrett directing traffic, and the lob somehow corralled by Randall. 3 to shoot. Jordan Pope, the rebound. Swain to Martin. Blocked by Barrett. Nick Cody, the triple pump fake, and a chance for 3. Well, Nick Cody started the first 4 games this year. We haven't seen him much since, and that's a big play coming off the bench.
He's got to be there, and he's just putting himself in a position to be able to make a play. About 16 pump fakes. He gets this one to roll around and go in. Every basket seems like it's going to be hard-fought. I think the transition defense is taking a lot away, but even if they don't stop the basketball, they're corralling to the basketball when it gets to the rim.
Sean Miller told us this morning at shoot-around, Nick Cody's going to see the court tonight with no Traore. I said, Coach, we've called maybe 4 or 5 Texas games. We haven't called his name one time. Different story tonight. And Texas with the lead at 19-18. Mitchell, the jump stop, somehow wills it in.
But that's where you messed up. You did everything right. You forced him to his right, but you didn't stay on that left side. He was able to turn and finish. Everything was done right. Forced him right. He was stuck there. You knew he wanted to spin back to the left, but you gave it up.
And that's in the scouting report. I mean, Sean Miller mentioned it to us.
That's why I said, how do you convince him to actually do it? You almost have to get scored on to believe it.
Mitchell making believers out of the Horns so far tonight. Mark's got to shoot one. And tracked down by Stone. He stole it away from his teammate Cruz. Well, Barrett does have that calming presence.
He's got a command. It's really, in person, you see it a little bit more. I think you see playmaking on tape. In person, you see a command.
Stone fell down, lost his dribble, ahead to Sway. Lays it up and in.
I like Stone being aggressive, but I'd rather have the ball in the hands of Barrett more often.
Cruz. It'll stay with Mizzou. Stone struggled to haul in the board.
All right, everything was done right, except that. Do not let him turn back to his left. Not only can he finish, he's actually really good passing when he turns back to his left. And Texas finally getting an opportunity at a pretty easy basket. They have not come easy.
You're a big fan of the no call. That was the right no call there to not call the foul on Bart. He was playing defense.
I love the no call. And look, if you don't understand the nuance in what I'm discussing, then relax. Like, there are some that you have to call, but there are others where it's just consequential. Let it go. Play the game. Let the game determine how it's played.
Mitchell, a late whistle. He'll shoot 2.
I'll take a no call on that one as well. I just think as hard fought as it is, that's good defense. And the shot looked more awkward because Mitchell had to come back to his right.
Mark Mitchell, the transfer from Duke, 7 points tonight, 1 of 2 at the line. 65% at the stripe this year. Don't forget what an ABC doubleheader we've got for you tomorrow afternoon. 11th ranked Duke hosting North Carolina. Live from Cameron at 1 Eastern. Texas and the Lady Vols in Knoxville and Rocky Top at 3 o'clock Eastern. Both games on ABC, also on the ESPN app tomorrow.
If Sean Miller was just politely just expressing himself, saying that was not a foul.
I don't get the sense it was polite.
Well, it was politely appropriate, I guess.
There we go. We've been at shoot-arounds with Texas this year, and he gets after his guys, and they respond. He's intense approaching March because he knows that this team's got a chance. And Heidi on the dribble drive was fouled by Robinson.
I think they trust and respect Sean Miller. Look, it's tough. It's a different world where the balance of trust and respect, you got to get there in a different way. It's not as you just walk into a program and go, "You're my head coach, I respect you." The world's different. You almost have to empower your guys, show trust in them, and then show your value to be respected. But Sean Miller comes with a lot behind him.
Swain left wide open, buries a triple.
It's big. Quick hitters have probably been easier for Texas than working the shot clock.
Swain now with 5. Mizzou back to work. Mitchell on the move.
Now I get it. You're going to give up a little bit of an angle to the right. You just can't give up an angle to the basket. You got to force him to the corner of the backboard, particularly if he's going right.
Swain picked up his dribble, and it results in near disaster. Underhand scoop to Cody. He's got 5. Mitchell again to the left, not this time.
This has been good. Good vibes for this Valentine's Day game. Crowd's been great. It's been physical. Both teams have been aggressive, sometimes to a fault. But you have to be aggressive. If you're Texas, you have to be aggressive knowing how Missouri's going to play. They're going to play downhill. They're going to attack. You yourself have to be aggressive if you're Texas. At the same time, you have to feel out the game while doing it.
Horns by 2. Meeting last year in Austin was won by UT 61-53 in late January. Old Big 12 rivals. Deep three. Here comes Stone.
No shot clock started, so they blow the whistle dead, but that's going to take us to the under 4. Man, it's heating up, Roy. It's been fun. Good start. Little delayed start. Maybe everybody got a little more ready for this one. Mitchell going to the right with the finish, and this was just pretty. Little action takes defenders out. We got a fun ball game. I think his playmaking is what makes it easier for him to finish in the paint, because you can't overhelp to the basketball because he can pass it so well, and this is a team that can bury you from 3.
1-point lead for the Tigers. Dump off to Cody. Now with 7 points off the bench for Sean Miller tonight.
Cody's been great because a lot of what he's getting is coming from the outside in. It's a short roll. It's a roll situation where he's flowing with the action. He's not just sitting there on the block.
5 ties, 8 lead changes so far. Mitchell back to the well and was bumped by Cody.
That's the defense you want to and have to play. They kept him going to his right side, and you can see the left shoulder right hook doesn't look as pretty. Now, I think that's why he's gotten 2 fouls called in his favor, is because you can't help but just kind of officiate outcomes. He definitely got hit on the left arm.
You know, you go back to Mitchell's game winner against Oklahoma, just mass chaos ensuing after Pierce tied it up and all the big shots that were made in that comeback win against the Sooners. And it feels like T.O. Barrett inserted into the starting 5, and it's a totally different team that I think we're only starting to understand right now what they're capable of.
I think T.O. Barrett has elevated the ceiling not only for his game but for this program this year. Just his ability to manage and dictate a game, but also play the way Dennis Gates wants them to play, be on the attack.
1 of 2 by Mitchell. We're tied at 28. Wilshire had an early 3 off the spin. Leading scorer for the Horns, Dalen Swain this year. He gets that one to bounce in off the roll. 7 points now for Swain.
He, like Mark Mitchell, when he has space, he's one of the tougher covers in the SEC because of his size and versatility, and also his ability to pass it.
I feel like in terms of shot selection, I can't name you one thing that he does at an extremely high level, but he's really good at a bunch of different things.
He does everything pretty well. I would take him, Roy. I know you're very demanding. High expectations.
What's your point? Mitchell wanted a contact and a whistle. Cody controls a rebound.
It's only taken them giving up about 11 points to Mark Mitchell to finally realize that you cannot allow him to get back to that left.
Horns by 2. Cody will try to post up inside against Pierce. 5 on the shot clock. Swain's got to shoot it. Good defense by the Tigers.
They didn't even know where the shot clock was, because if that ball got to the opposite side of the floor, somebody's open.
And Robinson fouled! And a chance for 4!
It's a tough one. I know Sean Miller doesn't like it, but they really are trying to clean it up to the point where you are protecting shooters. I don't know if it was on the hand or in the landing zone. Yeah, a little both. It's like when Tom Brady went out for the season, then we got to the point where we said, well, all right, don't touch the quarterback, guys. Right? I think we're doing the same with shooters. Yet shooters have gotten really good about coaxing those fouls too. And you can take out the leg flailing and kicks. You can take that out, but they still know how to move the body.
Robinson short on the free throw. And Tremont Mark out of bounds, laying down, turns it over.
That was such a bad free throw miss that it was awkward. I was saying that the worst misses often favor the offense because of how it comes off the rim. That thing barely hit the front of the rim and just dropped dead in the middle of the paint.
So after the foul by Weaver on the three-pointer from Robinson, by the way, a 25% three-point shooter this year, he misses the free throw, and the Tigers get it back. Chance for a 5 or 6 point possession potentially.
That would clear. Two-man game with Barrett. I like it.
Robinson didn't take it that time. May have gotten away with a travel. Swain with an easy rebound.
I think he needs to be shot ready, and that's a catch and shoot opportunity. Good find from Barrett. Could have been a 6-point possession for Robinson himself.
Approaching a minute to play in the half. Entertaining start in Columbia. Big weekend in the SEC and around the country. All sorts of upsets to talk about tonight. Coming up at halftime. And the kickball by Mitchell. 4.8 on the shot clock.
Robinson's gotten away with a double hand check. Every time Swain went to make a play, it was a two-hand push, almost like pass block. If I'm anybody for Texas, I am going to the official and saying, yo, 2 hand checks in a row, got to get called.
Cody tried the two-handed dribble, and it's going to stay with the Horns.
Now, I don't mind what Robinson was doing because he was also trying to keep Swain from being able to receive a screen. Just shoved him out so he could get in between it.
So you have the kick by Mitchell when the shot clock was winding down. You get a fresh 20 afterwards. And now 18 after Cody couldn't handle it correctly. Both will try to attack Mitchell at this time.
Pierce is the guy who hasn't really been able to get much going yet, but he's as dangerous as anybody on the floor.
He's only attempted 1 shot, John, and he's got 4 rebounds.
He's there, but at any point, he can hit 3 in a row.
Mitchell again, guess what? Couldn't get the bounce, shot clock is off.
Guess what? It spun back to his left. Is that what you were going to say?
Indeed.
You know your scouting report.
I just listened to my analysts. Mark finds a way and a chance for the 3-point play at the end of the half.
It could prove to be big because everything felt like over the last few minutes it's just favoring the home team. I think Texas has fought, made big plays, and this could be one as we head into the halftime. You got to feel good about where you're at. I think a good possession here, finish this with a free throw and don't give up a heave.
3 the hard way. Tremont Mark. Horns by 2. Heave time for Barrett. Nearly went. 20 minutes in. 6 ties. 10 lead changes. 33-31. Texas with the lead on the road. The Horns this year 14-2 with the halftime advantage. Let's get you back to the studio. Zubin Mehenti, Malcolm Huckabee for the halftime report.
Now, I think that's the next step for a guy like T.O. Barrett. Can you dictate and manage a game to the point where you recognize moments where it might be time to just get a good one, as opposed to keep just constantly attacking? I think feeling the game out is part of that maturation process.
Dennis Gates reminded us today, T.O. Barrett's been a big winner everywhere he's gone. AAU, high school championships galore. You get that sense that has been his impact on this team in his first 5 and now 6 starts this campaign. First of his career, the air ball to start our second half. Who wants it? Little ping pong around. Dalen Swain comes away with it. Horns by 2. Tremont Mark. Texas has won 3 in a row. Mizzou has won 3 in a row. Both have also won 4 of their last 5. Been some big wins on the road and against ranked foes along the way. Mitchell back to the line.
You bring that up about T.O. Barrett being a winner. It still doesn't mean it automatically translates at this level. You level up. You understand what it takes. You've got the foundation of a winner, but you've got to learn what it takes to win at this level with a new group, because every year you've got different pieces. You've got to figure it out on the fly. But having the stability of him, I think, is the biggest key.
Swain picks up his first foul. Mitchell gets one more free throw. 12 first-half points for Mitchell after 9 at Texas A&M on Wednesday. He had the 8 assists. He's been making a living with that 1 for 2 at the charity stripe so far tonight.
It's more like treading water than he's making a living.
Well said by you.
I think it's fair. That was good action on the slip. Cam Heide was open. He got a great look. He starts to get him to fall. The game changes.
Lob to Phillips. Sails out of bounds from Barrett. That's not a play that we've seen him make with that kind of mistake tonight.
I love the demeanor of Dennis Gates, though. I look immediately when that play happens, I look over and I say, all right, what's a player feeling after that? Well, you look over and Dennis Gates is just giving it a little like, hey, calm down, pick up. That's it. Tigers
now with 6 turnovers after that miscue. Vokatitis against Phillips, still with those 2 fouls. Elbow to the chest twice. Phillips held his ground. The rebound grabbed by Stone. Jaden Stone from Perth, Australia. Massive jump stop. Stolen by Swain. Split the defenders, lay it up and in.
These baskets are going to be hard fought unless you can get them in transition. It is absolute meat and potatoes down low.
You could just put a camera on Phillips and Vokatitis the rest of this night, and you're going to be entertained because they just go right at each other.
I'm telling you, they're just elbows into the chest, and the battle is happening before the ball gets there. But if you can create some easy offense in transition, you can steal baskets. I mean, both these teams understand how difficult it's been to score in the half court. Get as many easy ones as possible because, again, it's just a slugfest down low. And we see it once they get the ball, but you don't realize it's happening well before when they fight for position.
Barrett just 3 points tonight inside. And they'll spike it out of bounds. That last tap. It's going to stay on this end.
I think there's a lot of times in games where you really don't know who that ball went off.
I feel that way all the time.
I'm watching that. I'm like, I don't really know. Do you just pick a side? Like, sometimes I like the idea of a jump ball, but make it an actual jump ball
instead of the arrow.
Yeah, the arrow is silly to me.
Bounce pass to Mitchell. Creates some real estate against Swain.
That's as much on Tremont Mark as it is anybody else. You can't allow that pass. You're there on the ball. You can't allow that pass for an easy layup.
Jordan Pope with just 3 points tonight. He can go off at any point in time. A little pick and pop jumper from downtown. Marquand 2. And Vokatitis, there's the third on Phillips.
It's just so much grabbing. When you put Vokatitis in a ball screen situation where he rolls and Phillips is a little animated.
He was talking to Rob Rourke after that whistle, and you see that conversation extended another 10 to 15 seconds.
Dennis Gates is saying, yo, chill, stay out there. But Rob Rourke's going to talk to him a little bit and say, yo, I'm in charge of this one. Yeah, good, T.O. Barrett. Good.
Remember, he's already got the technical foul, too. He had the game-winning dunk against A&M, the game-winning block against Texas A&M. With a 7-footer, Sean Phillips. Dennis Gates had some fun with him at practice today, and a foul as Swain tumbled down to the deck. And he was shoved there.
I love this crowd. It's like Mizzou never fouls. I love it. It's a tough one. I mean, how do you not call that? one more whistle blown on this side of the floor, this play's going to run.
Home court advantage in the SEC. Pope against Pierce.
Oh, that was pretty. That was really pretty. And the fact that he stopped, he didn't take it into all the defenders. There wasn't much there either because Vokatitis was on the left block. Big was in position. So the 10-foot pull-up was there.
Jordan Pope, all the experience in the world going back to last year under a former head coach Rodney Terry, then at Oregon State. And Sean Miller's been vocal at times, the local press in Austin. A foul on the three, and Pope commits the infraction. And that's going to put Jaden Stone at the line, shooting 3 free throws.
Robert's saying that was on the landing. It's going to bring in Wilcher. I didn't see anything here. Maybe he clipped his leg on the flyby.
Let me ask you this question, John. How many times do you see the three-point shot actually rejected, blocked by a defender?
You rarely block three-point shots.
Coming up, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific tonight, ESPN. Capping off the afternoon and evening, 12th ranked Gonzaga and Santa Clara. Zags on the road. Primetime out west. You never see the three-point shot rejected.
No, I mean,
rarely.
like a transition where there's a defensive player trailing the play and they're 6'10" with a 12-foot wingspan. It happens every now and then, but contesting as a guard, no. Now, I will say they've really protected shooters, and we're also at a time in the game. Oh, they didn't like the foul on the three, but I will say this: we're at a time in the game. Thank you, Steph Curry, where dudes are taking tougher threes. And because they're tougher threes, the defenders on them, they are highly contested. Those are shots that you wouldn't have taken 10, 15 years ago. Well, I did. I got taken out for it all the time.
Our 8th tie of the night. Vokatitis on Phillips. There's the elbow and the bucket. No foul either direction. I mean, that wing just clipped, and there was the spin, the turn, and the finish. Barrett. Vokatitis blocks it out of bounds. Standing there was T.O. Barrett on the inline.
T.O. Barrett should have let it go. I mean, we said just put a camera on these big fellas down there. This is just a battle. The elbow on the turn. Remember I asked earlier, we saw T.O. Barrett with the jersey off, and he had the flak jacket on. It might not have been you, but I said it. Maybe I'm talking to myself. But they're wearing the pads on the ribs. Phillips better have that on because he's taking a few already.
They'll go at it, mano a mano. Next time he's back on the floor, now it's Randall. Vokatitis saves the lob from Swain.
I love this crowd, too.
Swain defended by Pierce, the crossover. The hesitation, off glass.
I tell you, every basket feels like they're going to earn it. And it's not been like, oh, wow, what pretty offense that led to that open three on a screen-the-screener action. No, it's just go make a play and survive. Vokatitis is talking to Randall.
Pierce will try to get going. Stolen by Barrett, his 3rd steal of the game. Pierce inside, the jam by Randall. And this crowd forced that turnover.
That's on Wilcher. That's 2 in a row. He threw one away in transition and couldn't handle what you hear right now. This has been good. I said, look, throw out, screen the screener. Ain't no flex. Go make a play and survive the day. Valentine's Day, not for the faint of heart. Oh, boy.
Point lead for the visitors from Austin. John Crispin, Roy Philpott. It's gotten chippy. Swain now in double figures with 11. Mitchell leads the charge for the Tigers with 15. And every battle inside worth the price of admission so far in this one in Mizzou Arena. Timer down to 2. That'll do it. Randall there for the putback slam.
There hasn't been a single possession that you would watch back and go, yep, that's how we drew it up.
Right at the buzzer.
Just shoot a bad jump shot and you're probably going to get fouled. It was good defense. Probably same situation, leaning into the shooter. Tough shots are the hardest to contest, and when you become a pro, you start to learn how to live with forcing tough shots. That's the best defense you could play. Force the toughest shot possible. Just leaning your body into the shooter. They're calling it on that end. They're going to call it down here too.
Crowd was on its feet for 29.7. 29.7 seconds. Perfect defense.
But again, not a great offensive possession, but you're just playmaking at this point. Now, I will say, the style of the game where it's gotten physical and chippy, I think that favors Texas. But at the same time, Dennis Gates just lets his playmakers make plays and just lets the instincts take over. And it's the type of game where they could do it.
Lob to Randall. That would have brought down the house. Well defended by the Horns. Pope the Euro. See if they call that in the act of shooting. Todd Austin blew the whistle, and Jordan Pope standing at the line.
I think the Euro step has been like revolutionary in this game. Like, I think the Euro step is one of the most underestimated game-changing moves, where players have learned to avoid the charge and create additional opportunities that weren't there 2 steps ago. You look at the amount of space you can cover, but also how you can use your steps to open up the paint and watch defenders and slow everything down with those big steps. Just always wonder if the Europeans are insulted by it, because it's often a slow move.
Barrett to the bench. Pope 2 of 2. Largest lead tonight for Texas at 5 points.
The 3-point shot and the Euro step, because the Euro step is often applied obviously in transition, but also when you're attacking a long and hard closeout. You get into the paint, Euro step, watch how the defense moves. You can pick out your pass. I think it's been one of the bigger moves that we don't talk that much about.
Weaver nearly swiped. And Robinson. Mitchell with a charge, the lob. And Weaver bumps Sean Phillips Jr. on the way to the rack.
It's just another possession where it doesn't look like there's much happening, and then you throw a lob, and Phillips has a chance at a free throw shot too. Whew.
Oh, Phillips.
Titus getting ready to come back in.
Getting last-minute instructions there from Sean Miller. Here's our Sunday afternoon's ESPN women's basketball doubleheader, highlighted by 2 of the nation's leading scorers. K-State takes on Audie Crooks. Iowa State at 2 Eastern, followed by Hannah Hidalgo and Notre Dame hosting NC State at 4. Both games over on ESPN.
All right, so Titus just came in and whispered in everybody's ear. Let's see what they've got up their sleeve. Got to think Phillips is worn out. Titus is fresh. He's going to be utilized.
1 possession game. I missed the whisper. He literally did that to every player?
Every player.
Secret instructions from Sean Miller, and Mark is going to be contacted on the perimeter.
It's like in baseball when they go out and talk on the mound, they cover their face with their glove.
I mean, rightfully so, because everybody reads lips.
I mean, who the heck is really reading their lips?
Coaches in the other dugout, fans, who knows? Everybody.
No one's that good. What, a coach is also the FBI? Like, what are we doing?
See if Mizzou wants to put the clamps down defensively here.
Well, I bet they would love to. Well, if the game's dictated.
And Swain, I'm going to say that's on the way to the rim.
Yeah, look at Titus.
So he did this.
Yeah, look at this. Hey, we're going to do this right now. Hey, this is the play we're going to run. Like, what's he saying? Sweet nothings or what?
It's a secret defense on Valentine's night.
It's like when you're playing with your brother's 5 and you're 3, you whisper in each other's ear the special play you're going to run.
Third foul on Ant Robinson. He's had some costly fouls. You remember the first half on the three-point shooter, and we just saw it moments ago with Mark, the shot clock winding down. And Swain a couple of free throws.
I got to tell you, every possession has been exhausting for me. Right, and as an analyst, I don't even think I need to be here. Like, it's not. They're making plays. They're getting into some action on half-court possessions, but really, it's just playmakers surviving the possession to make something happen.
Mitchell to Robinson and weaving through traffic. Another foul on Kendall Weaver. So his third foul, and the foul's starting to mount up, and we're going to be looking at a bonus situation here in the near future.
A big part of that is these aren't the sets that you prepped for, right? Scouting's really good, and you look at what teams do, and you say, all right, this is what they like to do. This is how we're going to cover it. How do you cover it when everything goes out the window? You're just covering people who are constantly on the attack. That's hard.
So Robinson will get one more. Both of these teams on the bubble. Joe Lenardi earlier this week in an email to ESPN broadcasters like ourselves mentioned that this potentially was the bubble game of the year with a question mark. And certainly it's at that point, the exact middle portion of February. Texas among his last 4 byes. He's got Mizzou as the last team in the dance right now. And so that makes the outcome tonight even more important when you look at number of teams that are going to be in the field from the SEC and where these teams are positioned. And here comes this capacity crowd.
Into this disruptive zone again, showing 1-3-1, but as they attack, they always seem to drop back into coverage.
Pope launching a 3 and connects.
Crowd's been great, but Texas has had answers every time they've gotten up.
Pope now in double figures. Jacob Cruz bumped on the triple and was sideswiped.
I'll tell you what, bad shot takers are the hardest to cover. Like, in no universe is that a great look. And that's why Sean Miller feels that way. He's like, gosh, we're chasing hard. You're trying to just run him off the line, and he pulls up a shot that you shouldn't take, and you run into him.
Cruz at the line, 82%. Women's basketball takes over the SEC Network every Sunday. 14th ranked Ole Miss, number 18 UK at 2 Eastern, Oklahoma and Alabama tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern. SEC Network, the place to be. Also on the ESPN app. How many three-point shooters have been fouled so far tonight?
I see at least 3 or 4. 3.
Cruz 2 of 3.
You hold up fingers, I have to count them.
I think I held up 3. Sometimes it's hard to count on air. First 2 points of the night for Cruz. Transfer from UT Martin. Against the zone again goes Texas.
It's a really hard zone to ball screen against because they fill in the backside.
Goes Dalen Swain back to Pope. Mid-range. Vokatitis on the offensive glass. He'll get it back a second time. Boy, those arms and elbows flying upstairs. Courtney Green comes over to talk to the Texas big man. And Modest Vokatitis quickly back to the bench. Get chippy in Columbia. Zubin, we love it. Back here in Columbia, Missouri. Modest Vokatitis at the free throw line. 12 points, 5 rebounds tonight. They did go over to the scorer's table to double check that last sequence. John Crispin, Roy Philpott, Vokatitis with the horns now in the bonus the rest of the way. Hey, check out the action here. There's a lot going on. It's 1v4.
Yeah, there's a lot of action and there's a lot of physicality. And now there's about 5 more fouls in addition to what may not have been called. It's just going to be how it is for Modest Vokatitis. They're not going to allow him to be comfortable at all. And whoever's on the floor is going to use every foul they've got.
It's been Randall. Sean Phillips Jr. now has 4 personals. And a host of others matching up inside. It's Nick Randall currently. Mark Mitchell behind the back. Jacob Cruz. Bottled up by Vokatitis. Stolen by Swain. 3-on-2 the other way. There was a swipe and Swain was hacked. Sean Miller wants that to be a elevated foul considering the path to the basket there.
I would too if I was him. Partially because, you know, yeah, we're going to take a couple free throws, but that could have been the easier bucket we've gotten in a long time. I think it's the right, I'd foul too. That's just a foul.
Texas with the lead.
This could be a long 11 minutes.
You get the sense there's going to be a lot of whistles in this one.
There has to be. Like, sometimes the game determines that, and that's what this contest has been. Survive the possession and then attack on the other end.
Encouragement for Cruz on the bench. Horns with their largest lead now at 8.
Like, whoever wins this game should feel really good about it.
Joe Lenardi confirmed that to us earlier this week, right?
True.
I mean, in terms of the bubble, but more importantly, perhaps just emotionally on the back half of league play, right? Barrett the pump fake. Around the rim and out.
The other thing is bumps and bruises hurt a lot less when you win.
Log jam at the top of the SEC standings. Florida starting to create a little bit of separation after what it was able to do earlier today in the O-Dome against Kentucky. Missouri there at 7-4 was in a 5-way tie. Right in the middle of the pack earlier today. Vokatitis gets it to go.
Wow, he's really developed his game to the point where he can short roll and then put it on the floor and make a play.
Lead is 10. Jaden Stone force the issue and shoot 2. There's SEC standings, and they tell part of the story here. Florida, we mentioned now at 10-2, and Arkansas, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Tennessee. Win by Mizzou tonight. You're sitting there at 8-4 in a pretty good spot.
You just look at that group, and yeah, there's really good teams at the top that are starting to emerge. At the same time, there are a lot of good teams towards the bottom that are highly capable, which makes them dangerous in a late season situation.
And Texas has taken the air out of Mizzou Arena with this 6-0 run the last 90 seconds.
Free throw shooting is really going to matter down the stretch. There's been a lot of 1-for-2s for Missouri. They've got to be able to knock down free throws if they're going to earn them down the stretch.
Yeah, we saw that from Mark Mitchell first and second half, and now 16 of 24 at the line, 17 of 25.
Wiltshire, when he had the ball in his hands last time, I think he turned it over 2 in a row. You just got to be solid in a game like this.
Jordan Pope just picked up his 3rd foul, so Wiltshire back out there. Against the zone, Swain. Good touch on the baseball heave. Vokatitis on Mitchell. Lost the handle. Stone kept it alive. A spark for the Tigers. Stone gets it back. Wiltshire pass Robinson. John, there was another elbow. Robinson caught one right in his nose.
I told you, or in the first half, I said Robinson was 2-hand checking on the ball handler. That is so far from the basket, you're not going to get away with it. 2 hands up on the ball handler, you're going to get called. Yeah, he took a little swipe to the face.
4th foul on Ant Robinson.
I wonder if they're going to look at it or not. So they're going to initiate their own review of the contact to the face, which, frankly, I would argue that little swipe doesn't happen without the foul, but Sean Miller right now asking, what are we talking about here? And it's going to be the swipe as he gets through. 2nd swipe here. There it is. Again, Wilcher hasn't done well with the pressure. And I can see that one going either way.
We are reviewing a potential contact dead ball technical after the initial foul.
But again, does that happen without the foul? I guess it doesn't matter. I'll tell you who would like the dead ball technical is the Mizzou fan base. I just think it's incidental. With all that contact, these things happen. There's more going on down low than that right there.
I feel like somebody's nose has been contacted on 80% of the possessions in the second
Nose,
half.
rib.
Both sides.
Yeah, no, that's the way this game's been.
I mean, it's been a physical game. We've talked a lot about that. John Crispin, Roy Philpott. It's been a fun game, but it's one that Texas has kind of seized control of with this 57-48 lead.
I think it's kind of bogged the pace down a little bit in terms of the offensive attack, and then Mizzou hasn't been able to create space because of the physicality. Now, they've earned opportunities at the free throw line that they haven't been able to capitalize on, but they haven't been able to create space within their offense, and that's where that attack, that's where the aggression actually helps them. I think Pierce not being the shooter that we know he could be in this one, that hurts their space. I just think the physicality is a whole nother level. This is not for the faint of heart. Like, basketball is a fluid game, sort of. And
sort of tonight.
This would be the sort of. This is one where it's like, we may call it, but I really don't want to, because they call things to the letter of the law. Limited nuance for the guys in black and white.
Now, Sean Miller and Dennis Gates receiving the verdict from Todd Austin and Rob Roart. Courtney Green still at the scorer's table explaining as we await the final word.
What do you think? They're like, hey, Todd, you go tell Sean.
Here comes Rob Roart with the intel for us.
After the common foul, number 7 for Texas, backhanded Missouri player number 0 in the face for a dead ball contact technical foul. We will shoot the 1-and-1 for Texas. Lanes cleared, and then we will shoot the dead ball contact technical for Missouri, and Missouri will get the ball on the baseline with a 30-second shot clock.
I feel badly for Todd Austin having to go break that one to Sean Miller. I mean, seriously, because it is entirely incidental. He's just trying to get his hands off. That second one, he's trying to get the defender's hands off. And that's the nuance I talk about that our rules just completely disregard. The fast, fluid game and incidental things happen, and we have to call it because we call it to the letter of the law.
Well, first things first, Ant Robinson's getting shifted into another area code by the backside of Okatitis, and then takes the shot in the nose. And so he's wondering, what do I got to do here tonight? Front into the 1-and-1 for Simeon Wilcher. 95% free throw shooter, in case you're wondering. And he'll give the fake dap it up with his teammates.
That's good. That's good.
He's staying in rhythm.
I mean, the last 2 minutes felt like a 20-minute battle.
Now shooting the technical foul on Texas free throw.
For tuning in, expecting to see St. Mary's and Pacific here on ESPN2. That game has tipped. You can find it on the ESPN app. And we've got a lot of business left to take care of in the SEC tonight here in Columbia. One more free throw for Jaden Stone.
I love when people are like, but the SEC, it's up and down the floor, it's fluid, it's fun, and rhythmic. Yeah, sort of. It is at times, just not now.
Well, Mizzou gets the basketball back, which works out in their favor. They exchange 2 free throws per squad.
I think Barrett has to start influencing this game. It's got to be Barrett. You've got to be able to create space. You got to be able to beat your guy off the bounce and put the defense in a bad situation, whether it's a dump down, a kick out for an open three, or win at the foul line.
Sounds like you want him to play like his hair's on fire. Stone cleared for the three, and the basket does not count after a Mizzou player hit the deck. Well, I mean, every single possession in this second half, extremely physical. And Trent Pierce trying to collect himself.
We're going to look at it again. Holy smokes, I can't stand this.
And that's the fourth foul on Kendall Weaver.
I mean, seriously, this is, I get it. I understand why we're doing it. It doesn't mean it's not stupid. And there are so many fans out here. You're not the ones here. Sean Miller's mad. I get it. This isn't basketball. Like, he's running through a screen.
Is under review.
What are we doing? He's running through a screen. It happens. Call the foul. But we just bog games down by having to review everything. What was wrong with what happened other than it's a foul?
I'm wondering where the left knee of Weaver was trying to fight through.
It wasn't the left knee. He just ran through the screen. I mean, we just get to a point where we see an outcome and we feel like we have to look at it. If you're the head of officials, this is the stuff you've got to fix. If you want to help fix college basketball and maximize the potential of the players on the floor, get out of the way of the game. This is not okay. You can't fix everything by reviewing it. If anything, you just make it worse. And I get what they're doing because they're told to do it. And the way you get NCAA tournament games is based on your grading. And did you call it per the rule book?
Right.
The rule book's stupid half the time. I've seen better playground basketball at times where guys call their own fouls and they argue about it. I just get to a point where, and I'm sorry to go on my soapbox here, I get to a point and I want the game to be played. I want the game to determine the outcome. We bog it down, it turns into a your turn, my turn, who's going to foul out first type of game because we got to get every stinking call right. This is ridiculous.
Well, it's our second review in the last 30 seconds of game time.
Like, it's a foul. I think we got it right. It was a foul running through the screen. Kendall Weaver, love what you did. Don't be screenable. Part of being unscreenable is running through a screen and making them rethink it. I like what you did as a defender. That's fine. But having to review this because the guy that set the screen fell to the floor, we're officiating outcomes at this point. And it's not the guys in black and white. It's not their fault. They're
After
trying
review,
to get
the
this
foul
right.
stays as a common foul.
There you go.
Missouri will shoot a 1-and-1.
Good Lord.
And we'll play on.
Good Lord. Basketball's supposed to be jazz. What is that? I think my only example is slam poetry.
Didn't have that on the bingo card. So a common foul called. Pierce will be at the free throw line.
Right.
Two massive stoppages here in the last 30 seconds of game time, still with 9:06 to go. And we've got a game to finish here tonight in the SEC. Front end of the 1-and-1, Pierce gets the bounce. Dennis Gates has held his composure over there. He's had the exact same
so
expression
cool,
on his face this entire night.
Cool. And I understand Sean Miller's frustration, especially when you got a lead. You want to build that. You want to build upon that. And these stoppages, it's going to make it even more physical. I promise you that. You give guys a break, it's going to be more physical.
2 of 2 for Pierce. So Pierce now in the scoring column for the first time.
Cruz and Vocatitis talking about things. This is getting good. Now get out of their way and let them play.
Swain to Wilcher. Mark found a seam.
It's the first time they've been able to cut through the backside where defenders in that zone don't see. Who's that? Tremont Mark cutting through, and that's where he does most of his work, mid-range. I'm good now.
You good? Thought we were going to lose you there for a second. Welcome back. And a foul. Chippy. Cruz tried to cut. And Vokatitis going to pick up the personal. And that is number 3 on number 8 in burnt orange.
This is where not having Traore is an issue. He's been good for them, and they've gone small at times with him where he plays more around the perimeter, opens the floor. Not having him available, it's a challenge.
By the way, Joe Lenardi just sent me a text. He said, you and me need different jackets. I didn't realize they were so similar.
Mine has a pattern, dog.
Yeah, mine's plain. I'm just glad Joe's watching. He knows how big of a game this is.
This is the biggest bubble game of the day.
Of the year. So far. Mark the rebound, 61-53. And Mark feels like he got slapped in the eye there and was complaining. Sean Miller's calling for the review. He's calling for it.
Please, God, don't. Get Mark behind the defense again. Let him cut.
Pope contested. 3 is all net. Jordan Pope starting to warm up. The lead is 11. Pope with 13. Mitchell, a Euro, the dump ball to Pierce with authority.
That's where Mitchell's so tough. And he garners such attention with his ability to make tough shots, but he's also a willing and able passer. Good vision.
Shot clock down to 7, outside to Swain. He's got to go. Oh, another 3. Lead grows to 12. Pope and Swain from downtown, the difference. Stone. And inside, a foul. Tigers shooting free throws when we come back. John Crispin getting intense. These teams getting emotional. And Dennis Gates always cool, but his team with work to do against the Horns. There was some conversations being held in front of the scores table, and it appeared as if there was another review, but that is concluded. And the story of this game, Texas in the second half warming up, including Dalen Swain and Jordan Pope from distance and at the free throw line. And overall, Texas, one of the best teams in America, getting to the line. 16 of 17 in this game, 16 of 20 you see there for Mizzou in the second half. But in the first half, Tigers missed 6 more free throws. They're now 23 of 32. So there's a discrepancy there with all of those numbers. Mizzou's missed 9. Texas has missed 1 free throw.
But the thing is, the game itself has gotten choppy. And I do feel like that has favored Texas a little bit. There's no real fluidity. There hasn't been space on the floor for the Missouri attack off the bounce to really rear its head. Not ugly head, good head. I like it.
Lead back to 10, under 7 to go. T.O. Barrett's averaged over 16 points per game in his 5 starts before tonight. 3 points thus far in start number 6. Mark in and out with a mid-range. A good box out by Phillips. Back on the floor with the 4 personals. Both Missouri and Texas playing winning basketball these last 2 weeks of SEC play. Trying to create some separation in the standings. T.O. Barrett creates separation on the baseline.
Wiltshire just got lost. They've struggled a little bit offensively with Wiltshire here at the points. Turn it over a little bit defensively. That's going to maybe go the other way. Here we go with this one. you could say this is good stuff offensively, but in truth, it's just bad defense. You're losing sight of your man-see ball still matters. Right, those are simple fundamental principles you learn at a young age. I think it matters even more today in read and react basketball the way we play.
Barrett was called for the foul. That's his third. Wilcher, best free throw shooter for Texas this season, gets one more.
Vokatitis comes back in, so buckle up, everybody.
Freshman of the year in the American Conference last year at FAU. Emerged late in the season. And his production tonight on full display was 16 and 6.
Just watch the box out alone. It's just everything. There's so much physicality. Now, I wouldn't fight it too much if I was Missouri. You just got to fight it with toughness, not physicality. When you're fighting with physicality, you end up getting called.
Barrett the lob, and Phillips will head back to the free throw line.
I think they're just trying so hard to clean this game up, and there's a part of me that just wants to say that ship sailed a while ago.
It's the fourth foul on Vokatitis. Nick Cody getting set to check back in. He's been an unsung hero tonight for Sean Miller.
And if you're Montas Vokatitis, you're sitting there going, I've done far worse than that.
So now 3 different Longhorns with 4 fouls, including Pope and Vokatitis. And Mizzou, as a team, has now missed 10 free throws in this game.
Free throws may determine the outcome. I wonder at what point you come back with Jordan Pope. I know he's got the 4 fouls. A couple possessions. If you can get the other 4, that's ideal. But you also don't want to lose the game that you kind of built a little lead in.
Swain has 20 points tonight. Dalen Swain exploding in the second half in Columbia.
That's what he does. You said he has, just 7 points, but he ends up with a quiet 20.
Barrett unable to respond on the other end. Heidi grabs it. And Texas has just methodically gone about its business tonight.
I think it's because the game has lost its fluidity.
Wilcher open, connects inside using the rim as protection. And a timeout called by Mizzou.
And they're just executing Missouri's defense to death. There's been good execution for Texas, a tough physical contest. I think he constantly seeks out and feels the game differently. He doesn't have to force anything. That's why he's still that X-factor guy. He's not top on the scouting report, but he probably should be because he has the biggest impact on the game.
And you know what he probably should be as well to that? I mean, if you start thinking about all SEC-type players this year,
gosh, yes.
He's on that list. Robinson buries a 3. Lead back to 10.
Tremont Mark just got sucked in by a lot of action on the right side, and Robinson was all alone. Again, steal another minute for Jordan Pope on the bench with the 4 fouls.
Wilcher hauls it in. On the low block to Nick Cody. Spin and the finish.
It's been so good for them.
9 points, 5 rebounds for Nick Cody.
But a crazy efficient 9 points. That's the thing. 4 of 5 from the field. I hate reading stats, but that matters.
Robinson inside. The bucket and the foul. Oh, Ant Robinson a spark here with his 4 fouls.
As much as I'm talking about getting Jordan Pope back in this game, you almost don't want to anytime soon because it's been foul after foul because of the attack off the bounce for Missouri, which I think is the right approach.
I want to go back to Nick Cody for a second. We didn't see him on the court since January 6th.
Right?
Blowout loss at Tennessee. Hasn't contributed. Traore out tonight due to that knee soreness. Found that out earlier today, and here comes Jordan Pope.
Yeah, but I like that because they're about to go on offense. You get Jordan Pope back in. You've got the under 4 timeout coming in. Give him a good offensive possession, and then try not to touch anybody.
And with Cody, I mean, it's a guy that played just about every game last year under a former coaching staff, former head man Rodney Terry. It's a different team this go-around. Hasn't seen the court in league play until tonight. 1 away from his season high.
Dalen Swain and Montas Vokatitis weren't there last year either.
Wilcher down to his knees, kept the dribble alive.
Ooh.
Dicey possession for the Horns. Here's Pope. Off the mark. Rebound. Going to be grabbed by the Longhorns. Rebound number 6 for Nick Cody. Wilcher the screen. They'll swing it to Pope. Elbow jumper. Buries it.
That's a really big possession, creating a second chance opportunity, but getting it to the point where you can reset, set something up. Good action led to a nice shot. Now if you're Jordan Pope, be careful, no fouls. I'd be going right at him though.
Robinson's held the hot hand, and Wilcher called for the foul right outside the three-point arc.
Man, the second chance opportunity was everything for Texas. It allowed that reset, get the basketball back out, get good action that creates an opportunity to get a high percentage shot for Jordan Pope, who just checked back into the game.
So back in Columbia, Missouri, John Crispin, Roy Philpott, and Robinson at the free throw line. It has been a second half dominated by Texas up to this point. 2-point advantage at the break. They've expanded it now to 11 with under 3 to go.
I think the way the game's played, it has allowed Texas to execute more in the second half, and they've gotten good things. It's also gotten Dalen Swain going.
Free throws have been an issue tonight for Mizzou. They've missed 11, 37 attempts.
I'll say getting there hasn't been the issue. Making them has. That's 2 missed opportunities. Extended pressure is key, but if it's broken, there might be opportunities at the rim. Having Dalen Swain back there to help manage pressure is huge. What an asset.
Sean Miller very comfortable with Swain initiating the offense when called upon. He'll work it to Wilcher. Under 3 to play. Don, you and I were there in Austin when Mississippi State defeated UT in overtime to begin SEC play in January. Swain's got 23. This is an entirely different team than the one we saw that night.
Yeah, they're just executing to the point where they're getting the defense to space out a little bit east and west, and then just playing one-on-one basketball at times.
Big step in traffic for Stone. And Mizzou running out of time protecting the home court. Tigers have only lost 1 game at Mizzou Arena this year, 13-1 before tonight.
I mean, Dalen Swain is not just a press breaker, he's kind of a press negator. It just doesn't work.
He wants it here. He's got 19 in the second half, 23 on the night overall. Looking for more. Swain slicing through defenders.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about all SEC performers. He's got to be in the conversation.
Robinson off the crossover. Titus claims the rebound. Under 90 seconds to go, and Texas in position on the road. This will be 4 wins in a row, 5 out of 6. And for first-year head coach Sean Miller, his team developing right before our very eyes tonight.
I think coming into this, both teams starting to find it, but this game, just the way it's been played, it just favored Texas down the stretch.
Pope inside, hit the deck hard. Titus was stripped, and he will shoot 2. Dalen Swain tonight, inside or out.
Well, the versatility is what makes him so dangerous. We said that about Mark Mitchell, right? He's a good passer, can get to the rim, make plays, but Swain is such a threat from 3, mid-range, driving the basketball. He has just been terrific, particularly this second half.
Dalen Swain coming to Austin with Sean Miller from Xavier. Production in the second half. Stuff that gets your team into the dance. When you perform like this in a game of this magnitude, both of these squads on the bubble coming into tonight.
I think if you're Sean Miller, what you got to feel good about is the fact that you were able to create separation when all you needed to do was just survive. Like, the separation they've created over the last few minutes has been remarkable.
Timeout on the floor as we step aside in Columbia. And with this win, some bonus points. Vokatitis will shoot 2.
Well, the good thing for Missouri is they've got opportunities. The SEC is just full of good win opportunities. You need to bolster a resume. It's a good place to be.
Vanderbilt comes here Wednesday night. That is quad 1 chance at home. And LSU will head over to Austin, Texas for the Longhorns' next matchup.
Right now, Texas drops into a don't foul zone.
Stone, no. Pierce unable to haul in the rebound. And Jordan Pope will walk it up.
I mean, how about the fight for Texas? I give it to both teams. But to be able to execute after dealing with the start-stops of all the reviews and the physicality, I think you got to feel pretty good about your team's performance if you're Sean Miller.
Texas will improve to 16-9, 7-5 in the SEC. Jordan Pope, mid-range jumpers off the mark, and another whistle inside on the attempted rebound. Modest Vokatitis, bulk of his damage came in the first 20 minutes tonight.
But I think a lot of his damage doesn't show up in the stat sheet. Kind of the physicality of this game, a lot of that is dictated by Modest Vokatitis. It starts down low.
And Mizzou's going to call one more timeout. 19.3 seconds to go in a game that got started 20 minutes late because late arriving officiating crew due to traffic and a wreck out on Interstate 70. You hope everything's okay there. We're back in 30 seconds to wrap it up here in Columbia in his first season in the Lone Star State.
I would agree with that. I think they're an NCAA. I said it earlier in the season. They're an NCAA tournament team. Whether they can get there or not, that's always the question. But this is a team that could win games in the NCAA tournament.
Tigers, meanwhile, we talked about Vanderbilt coming to town, ranked in the top 20. Road trip over to Fayetteville at Arkansas and then Tennessee. So you got a chance to pick up some impressive resume building wins, but it's not going to be easy.
No. I mean, there are definite opportunities to get good resume wins, but as you see here, like every game from here on out is just going to be hard fought.
Yeah, the effort was there on both sides. Texas had a bit too much. And the big shots by Pope and Swain, not to mention Vokatitis. And that'll do it in Columbia, Missouri. 85-68, the final score as the Longhorns win their 4th game in a row and find a way here in Como. For our producer, Eric Postman, our director, Michael Ireland, John Crispin, I'm Roy Philpott as we say good night from Mizzou Arena. College basketball continues right now. St. Mary's and Pacific. Say hello to Chris Sylvester.
Men's basketball is back in Missouri on Wednesday.